Good morning, everyone. Friday, February 7th. And I'm getting on 4 minutes before 8:30 because we have the non-farm payroll. So today I am going to try, if I can, you'll find at the end of this recording, a opportunity to sign up and get the indicator that I use to tell me the spread, called a new market info, light or dark. And you can go out, Google it, find it yourself, or you can sign up and get an email from me, from my Forex owner, Forex Guru, and we'll send you an indicator, and also you will get additional information about other indicators that we think are worth looking at or using. So at the end of this clip recording, we will do that. For now, we're going to go through the disclosure, and then we're going to get right back into it here. So I'm going to go ahead and display that, and then we'll see each other very, very soon. Okay, so we're back. No time passed. It just went like a phew. But anyway, here we are. It's Friday. You can't see that on the bottom of your screen because I am recording, but you can see it if I do this and I say, what day is it today? It is Friday, February 7th, 2020. All right, so non-farm payroll, Canadian news, and all this stuff, all these goodies are being released in 1 minute. My prediction is that the dollar will spike up in this liquidity zone, which I talked about the other day. We did reach our 98.42, which I had forecasted now 4 weeks ago, and said that the dollar needed to come up here, but there is liquidity up in here, and then we'll have a retracement down to here before we make any new highs. The weekly chart looks like this. Straight up effort, and the thing is that we're right at the bottom of this. I believe we're going to come to 50% of this, and then we're going to roll back on down and do a retracement, and then we'll see what happens. So that's the weekly chart. Back to daily, back here. Our charts are 16 seconds away, so let's take a look at what's going to happen here. We are going to have some runs. Here it's starting with the dollar running down, so I'm just gonna this is chasing price right now, so but I'm gonna wait and see where this one is going. So here's the thing, you jump in too late, but we'll take it, and I'm only going to go for 12 pips, and we do have to set the stop loss on this. No more mistakes. If it goes up here, and you saw I took a small position, even though I can take a bigger, but it's news. And so this one was weak and this one is big, so we should be able to get a good rundown here if the news are good. It is pound US dollars. So we could get a run down here if we don't get stopped out first. So that's a pretty good reward. Same with Euro USD. Yesterday I said it's going to break out of this box and then drop. It did, to the tune of 47 pips yesterday. I have a buy on this because overall my thought is with Euro USD that it needs to go up, so I'm not going back into this. I do expect this one to probably be taken out. There's 41 pips there. But so we could call this the hedge against the pound US dollar. Not liking what I'm seeing here, so let's hop over and see what the news are doing. Non-farm payroll, yep, 225. Way better numbers than expected. So previous was 145. Consensus was 160. We came at 225. That number will be adjusted without a doubt. We have two more news here from Canada that will impact the dollar as well. But the non-farm payroll includes the payrolls for everything but the farming industry, I guess. The monthly changes in payroll, and it's the number of new jobs created during the previous month in all non-ag business, right? So so that's what it is. So good for the market, good for the industry, good for everything. Here it was like, huh? Did something happen? 5-minute chart looks like garbage, but here's the 5-minute. So we have a big spike here, and this is happening right now. DXY, we cannot see any volume on DXY. 5 minutes. Let's go to 15 minutes. We had a drop down. This came up to this bearish bullet, bearish order block, and obviously market movers want to come up to the zone that I talked about, but first we need to take out some stops, which are sitting here. So stop zone area is, which is also liquidity, is right around here, which is previous resistance, now support. All right, so if the numbers were good from US, why in the world would the dollar index go down? Well, they want to drive the price up, but someone's driving the market, and it ain't you and me. It's the smart money. And in order to drive it up, they got to create new supplies. And if the supply going up is almost empty, then the only way to create it is by driving price down and hitting the stop losses, where you being bullish on DXY will now be picked up because your stop losses will trigger, and then that creates new supply. And that on a chart looks like this. How many do you think went bullish here? And I can very well be stopped out here, and I'm okay with that. It's an acceptable risk. I took a 0.01 size. So it's a devastating, earth-shattering $2.31. Now there's a lot of juice in this candle with a wick at 3/4 body, but the volume should be, if it wanted to go higher, the whole body would have been closed higher and all that stuff, but it closed as a bearish order, right? So this move was up. We had a bearish candle with big volumes. It is a bullish candle because it's a buying block, but we got to drive the price down at the same time, and we got to get the stop losses that are sitting right here below 129.21, 29, 21, 2. So their stop loss is sitting down here, which is currently, whoopsie daisy, 25 pips away. So they're gonna want to go for that, because this bearish move has stop losses up here, and look right there. Now we have a bullish move. Stop losses is right below here. So it could go right opposite, or it could come down here. We'll see. But that's where we're at. All right. Euro USD, probably doing the exact same as pound USD. Shocking. So we're just going to leave this. This is where I took the buy order last night after I did the recording yesterday. I went in on this candle, and call me Mr. Strike Line. I can buy high and sell low. I should be buy low, sell high, but that's all right. It's a 002. So anyway, I wanted to show something that could be very valuable also. But before we do that, and it might be easier to do that on the other account. Remember yesterday we had the $40 challenge. It was going to be a competition between me, Djinn from DFX, and Eric Bailey. Eric didn't get his account funded in time, so we'll probably, if we do it, we'll do it next week. This week has been positioning, meaning in order for non-farm payroll, market makers have driven the market in an unusual way or just paused it. So yesterday I got up for the London session, and it was absolutely boring. And I got my ass kicked on the $40 account. So let's log into that. I took a 50% hit on that account because I overtraded. But guess what? I'm up 24.66. My pound New Zealand dollar gave me $5 overnight. That may not seem like a lot, but think about it. I was down to $19, right? And one trade gave me 541. So 541 divided by 19. It was 19 something. Let's say 1950. It was around there. That's a 27% growth on that $5 profit. So overall, I'm sitting at, I started with 40, I'm sitting at, what am I sitting with? I'm sitting with 24.66, right? So I'm not quite 50% down, but not far from it. I'll continue trading this. Now you're really going to get a show, because if I trade up this $40 account along with the micro account, then, well, then you really know that you can start with a low balance. But it is slow, and you have to be patient. If you're waiting to be rich overnight, you'll be waiting for sure. All right, so what's the biggest issue with the micro account? Well, the biggest issue is that I zeroed out the stop loss on pound New Zealand dollar, or pound Kiwi. And so that one's really beaten me up. But what I did is to hedge that one, I started and I took a trade. So I said yesterday that I believe the pound New Zealand dollar is going to go up. Therefore, the counter trade would be Euro JPY or Euro Yen, because I believe that one will go down, because it counter trades to pound Kiwi. So that one's up $15. This one is down $75. So if you take 15 or 75 minus that, then I'm limiting my loss. Hindsight, this one should have been bigger than that one. by 50%, so this one should have been like a 0.08, because then that would have been faster to zero out that trade. So pound Kiwi or pound New Zealand is minus 236 pips, and the second trade is minus 8.3 pips, because what I did this morning was just take a little trade to see if I could scalp this one. So I have a sell here because I think we are reaching climax on this one. Not quite yet, but we're up in this zone here, which is an old area of distribution. So now I expect a drop down here. This on daily. So if we zoom out a little bit on daily, we're right around the 2018 numbers, the peak of 2018, which is before Brexit was announced. And on the monthly, I mean, the pound should be back up here, obviously. So, but we have ways to go, and we will get there. There is no doubt in my mind we will get up in here. We will get somewhere around here, I believe. So we got a good, I don't know, 1500 pips or so. But we gotta have supply to drive it up there. So right now I betted against it. I betted that this one's gonna go short, and so that trade is up 3.9. But I also had, because I believe it was gonna go short, and then I believe it was gonna go up, and I wasn't gonna take a lot of pips on this one. As you can see, I have, that's the 7.8, there's 24 pips on that, and this one is stop loss for the 18, which is a long one that I took, that I believe we will still we still have a little bit of ways to go. We got to get up in here somewhere, so we have a little ways to go, and maybe 150 pips. That's the top of the trading range, and I know it's cloudy, but I believe we got to get up into the top of the trading range, so we got another 140 pips to go. So that's why I bet it up against it as well, while I bet it short for a little while. And that's mainly on this candle. It's an indecision candle. We had wicks on the way up. On 5 minutes, it looks even, this is breaking volume candles. Then we had a strong candle here. But we see this candle here is trying to push it up, came back down and closed bearish. This one tried to push it up and could only close it slightly above. So there's still some downward pressure, but change is coming. So may not get so much out of this one as I had hoped. So we'll just move it up here to take 20 pips. See if we can do that. And then I obviously need to have a stop loss in that, and I thought I did, and I do. So I have the stop loss up in here. So we'll move this one up here, and we'll move the stop loss down to 30. So these trades are taken almost at the same spot. It's one way you can do it. You can entertain yourself doing whatever you want to, but that's what I did. So look at this big candle, it's an indecision candle, so the market really doesn't know if it's going to go up or down, you know, what's the consensus, and that's because of the non-farm. But I believe you will have a retracement, and if we only just take a fib on the recent low to the recent high, well, the sweet spot and the optimal trading entry is right in here, and I have my take profit right at the top of that one, 21 pips. And then this one is 30 pips. I should lower that to the bottom of the trading range, and then I'll just trail that. So this one will pay out, and then the other one will pay out. That's my bet. So that's where we're at. And so when this pays off, this gives me a little bit higher balance. I did take a hit this morning on pound Kiwi in New Zealand. I went short, and I ran a pretty tight trade, and it kicked me in the nuts. But I mean, it's a $4 loss, so I'm doing risk management here, which is hindsight what I should have been doing yesterday on the challenge, but I said I was going to trade irresponsible, and I did. So now you know how that looks like. All right, so that's what it is. That's it for today. I'm trying to keep it short. Still waiting for this short that we took. This candle, very strong candle, but the volume is huge. And if the volume was huge, then this candle should have been huge, right? The bearish candle. So think about it. This is the sign. What kind of orders were taken. And so there was a little effort in here to drive it down. So this one is probably somewhere where I need to think about cutting my losses and say, you know what, get out. But it was good numbers for US, so that's the debacle, right? But with this kind of effort on this candle, if it was all bearish, think about it. It's that much volume. It should have been a full body, right? It should have just signaling that this is such a power move down. I know you can read into it any way you want to. You really have to go in here, and we have some wicks here. Then we have a solid candle here, and then we have this candle here, right? This is right at 8:30. Mine says 15:30. Remember, my server time is 8 hours ahead, or what is 7 hours ahead, right? So it's trying to drive it up, and now we're coming down, and we talked about these stop losses. They're all sitting down below here, so looks like we're heading the right way. So this is what screws up the data. This one here, right? Because at 8:30 there was bets on both sides. If numbers are bad, we're going up. If numbers are good, we're going down. But first we got to go up, because if the numbers are good, well, then everyone's short, and we want a little bit more supply before we go down. So well, let's kick some stop losses and then go down. And if you look at this bar here, here's the top of that bar. So people that were short up here, their stop losses are right around here. People that were short here, their stop losses are right around here. And they could have been trailing in anticipation of news from US. Djinn would have been out here. So in and out. So I think this one will pay off, and if it goes into profit, I'm just going to let it sit and ride. And then Euro USD, I mean, it will obviously same kind of candle down to 5 minutes. You see, this is the candle. I mean, if it was a bullish move, then this candle would have been solid green. So this one's going to go down. And what we can do right now is we can hedge, but the problem with Euro USD is it's absolutely in the bottom, right? So on daily, this is 2019, so we have to go further out. Where can it go? It could certainly go here. 2017 numbers. It is a downtrend monthly. It's a downtrend. Where could we go? Right right down here. Wouldn't that be great? It would be bad for that buy position, but so if we can get a short retracement here, maybe up to this level, we can short this baby, and we can ride it that way. So let's see. You go from here and you look at that up move, no juice, no juice. Down move, a little bit more juice. Down move, a little bit more juice. Up, no juice. Down move, a little bit more juice. Up, no juice. Down, more juice. Where are we going? We're going right there. We'll short that. Alright, that's it. No more trades for now. Putting that at 30 pips. Where we're putting take profit? Well, obviously somewhere around here. 2-to-1 ratio. So that would be September numbers. That's quite possible. Alright, that's it, guys. I'm going to place a button right below here or here or here, I don't know, somewhere. Hit it, and if it all works out, that would ask you for your email. Put your email in there so I can email you a link to where you can download the indicator. It's this indicator here, and there will be two. There's one called New Market Info Lite, which is one I'm using. If you have a light background, you want to use the New Market Info Dark. So I'll compile a video that will show you how to install it. It's not very difficult. Basically, you get the indicator, you copy them, and you open your data folder. You go into MQL4 and indicators and just put them in here. So copy them from where you download them to, Control C, and then get into this directory and then Control V, and you paste it. Don't ask me about the Mac commands because I don't have the faintest idea. So alright, so that's it. Good luck today. Have a great trading day. Today's Friday, so we're not trading on the weekend, and market opens up on Sunday, so maybe I'll take some trades on Sunday, or maybe I won't. Who knows? I'll probably just let these trade out. All of them have stop losses. Risk management 101. All of them have take profits, and that's it. See you Monday. Have a great weekend.